Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back for part two of Pagan Artist Spotlight on the National Pagan Podcast Network and Iowa Pagan News. Appreciate everyone sticking with us this afternoon. Okay, thank you, Thor. Appreciate your input. Anyway, as I was saying, thank you for sticking by with us this afternoon. Like you said, this is part two. We're going to be joined by my special guest, Kidril, out of Wisconsin, as well as my co-host, Rococo. And she is hard at work over there at the store this afternoon. So anytime that I get to have her on the show with me, I definitely appreciate it. All right. So now this is the first time that you and I have really had a chance to talk, and I wanted to spend a little bit of time getting to know you and your upbringing and what got you started on your path.
Okay. Oh boy. Okay. Well, let's see. If I can truncate it down into a few large paragraphs. My life has always been kind of hard, impoverished, and music was always there for me. And I started playing guitar when I was 10, and I found that when I listen to music, when I play music, when I sing music, it kind of carries me away out of this plane of existence where it doesn't hurt so bad, or I can connect with lyrics. You know how everybody listens to stuff and they warp the lyrics to match their exact circumstance. So I had gone through a lot of rough times. I had gone through divorce in 2013. I separated from my husband, and I was running a spirit circle community, and it was just a total devastating loss. It was at my ancestral home, and I lost the land. Basically, everything just kind of stopped. Like I felt like I was going up and up and up and up, and then it just wall. And music again was there for me. It helped me get through the hard times and understand it, and get through by kind of transmogrifying their meaning into my own meaning. And in early 2014, I wrote a song to help through my divorce, because it was well, I mean, I'm no different than anybody else with kids that go through a divorce. It's rough. You have a lot of what ifs, and you're always thinking, did I do the right thing? What's going to happen to my kid? You just got a lot on your mind. And I wrote a song. The very first song I wrote was Battle Worn, because at this point, I had already been dealing with a genetic mutation for 4 years. That was rough. And then the divorce, and losing my car, moving around, trying to settle. And I decided I was going to start my life over. I moved a couple hours south of the Fox Valley, Wisconsin, Appleton. And oh man, I literally had like no furniture, and I was just sitting there on the floor with my guitar. So all I had to do was write music. And I wrote Battle Worn, basically just raw emotion, getting it out there that I'm beaten. I'm beaten down bad, and I need something to help guide me out of the darkness. And right then and there, when I wrote that song, I decided that I want to help other people who are also lost in the dark. I want to be that hand that reaches out of the darkness and takes their hand and walks them back into the light through music, as music has helped me through trials and tribulations. And that's pretty much, I guess, the gist of what got me into doing my solo and music.
I have realized that a lot of people who have like the creatives in the industry come from a place of escape. Like for me, reading and writing is my escape, and then for you, music seems like it was your escape. And when
Yeah,
people come from a
yeah.
place, and you need to touch a different chord in someone when it comes from a place like that.
Yeah. Leading up to my divorce and everything, I had lost my home. Long story, not going to get into it. But let's just say family members were disowned. I was kicked out of my house with a 10-month-old in October with nowhere to go. That's when I had my first mental break, and I wrote. I wrote every raw emotion that I had into poetry. And when I was in my rock band, Fractured Focus, every single song that they gave me, that they did the instrumentals for, I took the most raw emotional poetry that I had written through all my hard times, and I transposed it over to the music. And I mean, I speaking from myself, I think they turned out wonderfully great. Other people said that they can really connect with it. They understand a little bit more of the things that I've had to deal with. That and they're just like, these are really good songs. I don't know. But I find raw emotion is the best way to read anything, poetry, music, because when you put your raw emotions into it, you're putting part of your soul into it, and that itself can connect with other people on so many different levels.
Exactly. Definitely agree with that, because there's another group that let's see, uh, shoot, can't remember their name right though. It was three women in that made up the band in the pagan community, and basically they would do the same thing. Is the a few of the songs that got written all came down from emotional hardships and relationships, and uh, they took that raw emotion, put it into words, and turned out some fantastic music with it.
Yeah, it seems like even in pop culture, it seems like all of the popular songs are heartache. It's just through just heartache. I mean, any genre you look at, if the song is about heartache in one way, shape, or form, it's you can connect to it and it sticks with you, it resonates.
Mm-hmm. That's very true. Just to give you a heads up there, dear, basically you're going to have a storm coming at you that's rolling through here right now. So you're going to have, you got some interesting weather coming your way.
Well, thank you for the heads up. That's always good to know.
Yeah, because that's the reason why I made that comment. Yeah, that's the reason why I made the comment. I was thanking Thor for his input.
Right? Right away, the spiral rhythm popped into my head. Roll the thunder, hear my cry, come to me, I touch the sky. I love thunderstorms, electrical storms, everything. Like, if it rains and it's selectively electrical, that song pops into my head, and I just stand outside in the pouring rain and sing it, and I'm like, I love you guys!
We just had a thunderstorm here, a lightning storm, that had hail the size of marbles, and I'm in Oregon. I've never seen hail that big before, but it lasted for maybe 10 minutes at most. Just huge hail and lightning and thunder, and I just stood on my porch, all my work forgotten. My kids were out there with me. We're just standing there like, woo! Like, it wires me up whenever that happens.
Right? Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, the electrons in the air get excited because of the electrical storms. So therefore, I mean, we are electricity. So I mean, we kind of vibrate a little bit faster during electrical storms. I love it. It's exhilarating.
Yeah, we just had pea-sized hail here.
I don't know what it is about Wisconsin. You would think living this far north in Wisconsin, especially with all of the harsh winters, houses. Ooh, I heard that houses would have garages, but not so much. Every time it hails or storms, they're calling for hail, I panic because all my cars outside. One time they were like, giant hail come your way. I literally grabbed a mattress and I drug it outside and tossed it over my car. Like, not today! Not today! Out of my car. When they work, anyway, right?
Thor, I'm trying to do a show here. Do you mind? Anywho, okay, so we're gonna be playing. We're gonna be showing a couple of videos of yours. That now I know that. When was the last time that you released one of your videos?
Oh, a video? Oh my gosh, well, Goddess of Old is the one, the only. It was my first music video I've ever done. And that was in October of 2016. And I mean, I tried best, to get amazing, but it was just me and my boyfriend with a DSLR, a GoPro, and a video camera and a fog machine. But hey, I mean, I tried. I actually filmed some of that video at Deeply Rooted. And a couple of the members of Deeply Rooted are also in it as well.
Gotcha. Let's see. Then also, now, let's see. You're living in a tiny mining community called Silver Cliff, and that's in the northeastern corner of Wisconsin. I've been up in the northwest area of Wisconsin. And so basically, what exactly got you started on your spiritual pagan path?
I was 11 years old, and I asked the pastor at my Baptist church 2 questions, and I got kicked out. So I started elsewhere.
Yep, that makes sense.
That's literally what got me started. That's literally it.
And it's a common occurrence. I mean, that's what I hear from a lot of people who started off on their path. I mean, it came from a bad experience from the Christian community. So.
Yep, I was just gonna say that I've heard that so many times, where they got ostracized from the church, and so they just okay then.
Yeah, and I thought they were really good questions. They're always touting, well, God is everywhere. He is with you always. Blah, 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 blah. Greed is sin. So the questions they asked were, well, if God is everywhere, why is it so important that we come to church every single Sunday or Wednesday or Saturday, depending on denomination? And the other question was, if greed is such a bad sin, why are you always asking for money? I thought they were good questions.
Yeah.
But the pastor thinks so. So out it went. Yeah. I at that point I started searching everywhere. I mean, I became a theologian. I read and researched, like, how they're like, Asatru is the religion or spiritual path of homework. Oh man, if you want to learn about every single spiritual path on the planet, it's homework. And you got Asatru on top of it. It's like college, like you got your elementary, middle school, high school. That's like the base road of finding out about paganism. And then you got like college, and that's like all of the Buddhist and Tao and all of the others overseas, Middle Eastern. And then you got your thesis, and that's Asatru.
Well, that's about similar to.
But I love learning.
About similar to my good friend who's in charge of the Pagan Rights Coalition. Is when he was a young kid, basically, let's see, he was telling a story about the time that the Pope visited his church. And he went up, started asking the Pope questions that he wasn't supposed to start asking. And basically, it ends up in him being excommunicated from the Catholic Church when he was a kid.
Wow. I wonder what those questions were. I am so curious. I mean, to get excommunicated as a child.
Yeah, and by the Pope, no doubt.
Too bad it wasn't Pope Francis. Yeah, yeah. Spiritu Sancti, get the hell out of here, you know?
Yeah, he was like you. I mean, he's a theologian, and he started learning at an early age, and uh, he just started asking questions. Uh, he he's touching on some points that Pope didn't really like.
Apparently not, huh?
So yeah, that's when he was telling me that story. I mean, I just started busting out laughing. It's like, I
Yeah.
don't see that happening.
I mean, what else can you do? It's like relatable hilarity, you know? It's like, oh yeah, I've been there. Oh man, I feel bad for you. It's like a bird craps on you, and you see somebody else get trapped on by a bird. You're like, I've been there.
Cool. Now, do you have any projects that you're currently working on?
I do. I'm currently working on recording all of the music that I had written over the past, oh my gosh, it's been 7 years that I haven't gotten recorded. I swear, I'm getting up there in the amount of time it takes to release an album like Winter Sun. I'm at 10 years. But this October, I set myself with a deadline, even though I thought about it after I set the deadline that I'm going to be really busy at the end of October. So I'm either going to try and put the album release just for the end of October, so like mid-October, or like late November, because otherwise I'll be working and there's no way I can finish recording and mastering stuff. But that's my main project, is recording all of the songs that I written. And I mean, over the years, some of the songs that I had written and recorded, I rewrote and transposed into a higher octave, and those will all be remastered as well. So that's my current goal.
Very nice. Now, are you planning on like uh, playing any festivals or any type of gatherings in your local area?
I don't have any plans this year. I had planned an album release party at Samhain out at Deeply Rooted this year, but I spaced. I was more excited about finally having a date set for the album that I totally spaced on, work. So, but once I get the album released, I plan on pushing the release party to Beltane, and then I'm gonna have a release party out at Deeply Rooted during Beltane, where I'll have a concert, CDs, merchandise, signings, all that stuff. And I really like Deeply Rooted, and I love Wade. He puts up with me so much, and I appreciate it so much, because there's times I swear he just wants to shush, get out of here, you crazy person. But I also like the fact that it's really centralized in Wisconsin. That's pretty cool too. So it gives people a chance to come to that normally wouldn't. Because up in this neck of the woods, you got the UP, which there are pagans up there, but they're so dispersed and not very well connected that I want to change that. But until I change that or work with people to change that, I just blast spam posting, hey everybody, come over here, until it happens.
Yeah, I know what you mean, because we're in the same position when I first came here to Waterloo. Yeah, but once I put out the announcements about the radio station and putting together gatherings, then I started having people coming out of the woodwork.
Uh-oh.
So, I mean, I did it in a positive way, and it actually worked.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I started Spirit Circle. I mean, I know this isn't about that. That's why I started it, because living up here, I mean, it's far and few between, and people don't really have, like, if they're a solo practitioner, but they don't really know what they need a guide or a community that can guide them or open their eyes and experience to more things. And that's why I started it, because I wanted everybody to be able to have a place they could come, congregate, worship openly without ridicule or prejudice or anything like that. And also as a learning tool, because well, ignorance, is just fear of pagan community is ignorance, because people don't know about it, because up here especially it's so Christian heavy that people see you. I mean, look at me. People, yeah, people don't know my name. Like, hey, witch, and I'm like, how'd you know? You know, I just want to kind of let the masses know what we are, because knowledge is how we go about destroying the stereotype and the fear and all that stuff. And it's I really miss doing that. I tried to reboot it when I moved up here, but much work. Mine is too chaotic now.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons I really hope we get there's a building here that's up for sale, but through proposals. So they don't have a sale price on it. And I'm really hoping to get it to make a community center and a school for our community,
Yeah.
but it'll be publicly accessible so people can actually come and be like, oh, let's go see the witches. And then they're going to go there and see us looking like this and be like, oh, they're just people. What?
This is her, isn't it? This isn't it? The school, the Pagan School in Oregon, right?
Yeah.
Eugene or whatever, right? Is this?
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yep.
Yeah, we talked about you when I was on the phone call with him,
Oh,
and
yeah.
yeah, like I don't know. Have you connected and talked about me yet?
Not really. I've been so busy this entire week in submitting the proposal and getting back into a normal schedule now.
Yeah.
I missed a lot of shows the last week or so and missed time talking because I had to get some stuff worked out. But yeah, I'm sure.
I mean, what you're doing is such a huge step, but it's awesome, and I'm in full support of it. And I know a lot of other people are going to be in full support of it too. Like, it's just such an amazing thing. What you're doing is awesome.
Yep.
I appreciate the support.
Yep. And
Yeah.
yours truly is also going to be a part of the school, and hopefully within the next we're thinking it's going to be about 3 to 5 years, and I'll be making my way out there to Eugene, so I can so I can also be stationed out there in Eugene.
Could be a lot sooner if we get the eWeb building.
Nice.
Because then we'll have in-person classes, and I'll be like, okay, I need keepers here. And
Yeah.
if we do events and stuff, I know it's kind of if we travel for events, and if you start doing live shows once you start doing them again, once your album is out, when we do events, I want to like feature pagan artists and live performances out here as well.
Okay.
So that'd be awesome.
Okay. Yeah.
In the future.
Yeah, I can totally like combine the music gigging thing with my actual job, travel for my job anyway. And I mean, I know there's rallies out that way that I could hit the circuit up out there, which would be awesome.
Oh yeah, because let's see. There's Pagan Pride, and there's there's also the big Pirate Fest out in Oregon as well.
Pirates, yeah. I love pirates.
Yeah, I mean they've got the full from the last couple of times that I had talked to people out there about it. They've got the full setup, and I mean the whole town is nothing but pirates when that festival's going on.
That's awesome. Oh man, I'm down. I'm down for that totally.
refresh my memory. Where's that at out there, dear?
Matt would be the one to know because he's the one that actually
Somewhere.
like does the pirate stuff. He has a whole pirate garb and everything. But he's not here today, or else he'd be like, "Hey Matt, where's that at?" He'd probably be like right over. He'd be over here talking all about it.
But I'm
Kidril
thinking that's over.
approves.
I think it's over. Let's see. No, it's not over near Portland. It's over on the coast. That much I do know.
Yeah, that's all I know is that it's on the coast.
I would assume.
But it's a pretty large event. And then there's Burning Man. Burning Man's going on right now out in the desert.
Oh,
People
yeah.
drive to the Oregon desert to get to it.
Yep, that's true.
Oh,
I
yeah.
forgot about Burning Man.
I forget about that. Yeah. How can you forget about Burning Man? It's okay, I do too, because I'll never be able to go. It's just one of those things that it's like a bucket list item.
Yep, I've never gone. I want to go. My security guy, he went for 7 years in a row, I think.
Oh, wow.
Right. All right. Tell you what, we're going to get to the video, and
Okay.
this one is called Goddess of Old. What was the story behind this one?
The story behind this one is that I want there to be a song for the feminine that kind of echoed throughout history, that it brings strength to the female character, to the female warrior trying to make it through life.
Excellent. Okay, this is called Goddess of Old.
Goddesses of the old, goddesses of the old, these are the women strong and free, these are the women of our ancestry, fighting in life and fighting in death, these are the women that I give my breath. Vega hella playa idun, snadra skari fulla valkari, vega hella playa idun, snadra skari fulla valkari. Goddesses of the old, goddesses of the old, these are the women full of life, these are the women full of strife, fighting for love and fighting to be, these are the women of our destiny. Vega hella playa idun, snadra skari fulla valkari, vega hella playa idun, snadra skari fulla valkari. Goddesses of the old, goddesses of the old, these are the women strong and free, these are the women of our ancestry, fighting in life and fighting in death, these are the women that I give my breath. Goddesses of the old, goddesses of the old, these are the women full of life, these are the women full of strife, fighting for love and fighting to be, these are the women of our destiny. Vega hella playa idun, snadra skari fulla valkari, vega hella playa idun, snadra skari fulla valkari. Goddesses of the old, goddesses of the old, vega hella playa idun, snadra skari fulla valkari, vega hella playa idun, Scotty, full of a Valkyrie.
All right, that was a
Yeah, the rest don't
really,
have videos.
yeah, that was a really good song. And
Thank
even though
you.
you see that you shot that with a very low budget, you did very well with it.
Is that one
Thank
of
you.
those songs that you're
It
going
was,
to be remastering in a higher octave, as you mentioned before? Is that one of the ones that you're going to be doing that to?
yep.
Oh, cool. I love the lyrics.
Just slightly. I mean, I transposed it. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've been posting them in private chat. I don't know if anybody can see them or whatever, but I was putting like fun tidbits and the lyrics in there.
Nice. I was saying, now, where did you shoot that video at?
All over the place. Part of it was filmed on Washington Island off of the peninsula of Door County. So you got like the thumb of Wisconsin here. It's a little island off of there that you need to take a ferry to get to. And it was founded by Vikings, and they built a Stavkirkji on the island, which is a Nordic temple, in honoring of their heritage. So it's a complete replica. The only difference is they have crosses in it, but I mean, you know, whatever. But it's really cool because the island is like one of the beaches that they have are only 5, I think, natural beaches like that in the world. Where you see me in the water and there's a big rock, that's all natural. There's actually a sign that says if you take a rock, you gain like $500 because it's natural and they don't want it to erode. And I tell you, walking on that is hard to do. Holy cow. I almost fell over. I don't know how many times.
Wow. Well, because I could tell that it had a Nordic theme and the just the layout of it. Yeah, I definitely could get that sense from it.
Yeah, the whole album actually is steeped in Nordic roots. After my divorce, I finally decided I was going to take the plunge and learn a whole new path. And it's always called to me, but it's always been kind of like, ooh, I don't know, because I have to relearn everything, forget everything and then relearn a whole new thing. But I finally took the plunge, and I'm really glad I did. I've been a practicing Volvastav now for probably 5 years. I use Golder to enhance my music, which is magic and energy manipulation through words, tones in words. And I think that's one thing that I kind of focused more towards learning and putting into my music for the sake that I want my music to heal people, to help people. So there's that. Another area that I recorded the video in was Deeply Rooted. Again, Deeply, you'll hear them a lot. Shout out to Wade and my peeps, I talked a couple people, a couple members to helping me out with it. And it turned out really cool. I wish I had better cameras for low light. Some of the things that we didn't work out the way I wanted, but I'm pretty happy with the overall. Like you said, low budget, but it's turned out okay, so I'm okay with that.
Well, and with you just being up there in Wisconsin, when you get ready to do all of this, let me know, and I'd be more than happy to come up and give you guys a hand with it.
Oh, we can always use staffers and gaffers. Man, you should have seen Dan, my boyfriend's son, part of the music video where it's all foggy and we're walking through the field and then we're fighting and rolling around and stuff. That,
Mm-hmm.
bless his heart, it was stand on a ladder with a fog machine like this, kind of like going like this, and he had a camera the whole time. It was like, I don't know how he didn't just throw up his arms and be like, done with you. This is like, you're asking way too much. He stuck it out, and super awesome, super thankful for that. I mean, it's hard to find people that want to actually do work, you know? Like, everybody that helped out
Mm-hmm.
promised an album, signed album, but that was 2016, and I'm like, I promise it's coming. I promise it's coming. It's just, life keeps happening, you know?
Well, let's see. Being up on the ladder, smoke machine one hand, phone the other one. Like, that's not an OSHA violation.
And his directs too. I mean, like, the amount of brain power he had to put into that just to not fall off the ladder in an unlevel field. Oh, that's
Oh
elf is
man.
magic.
Well, yeah. Some of the videos that I've seen, that people get quite creative on how they're doing it. Like, wouldn't be
Yeah,
me, but
and that that video was taken before I had any videography skills or any know-how whatsoever. So I was just guessing it. Like, I've been a photographer since 2007 professionally, so I know what I know what it's going to look like through a lens for a still shot, but not a moving shot. And just the techniques alone, and all that stuff. Like, I had a DSLR that it was ancient, like, first consumed DSLR on the market ever, didn't have a remote shutter button, so I had to like go over there, set all the settings, hit the timer for 10 seconds, run really, really fast, get in there, like, get all my clothes, get the guitar off, and be like, okay, go. you know? It was insane. It was crazy. But now we have, remote shutters and tripods and mechanisms that will, like, drive a camera this way and this way and this way and that way. So now we can do moving shots and not have to
yeah.
have anybody behind the camera, which is cool. Technology.
I was gonna say technology has came quite far in a relatively short few years. So the stuff that's available now
Yeah, it really has. Yeah.
is fantastic for people who are on a low budget and making music videos and stuff like that.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it's a blessing and a curse because it's easy for everybody to be out there now, and the market gets saturated, so nobody, if you're trying to be discovered, you have to push and 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 push, and then give birth, hopefully, to a career in music because somebody finds you. But at the same time, it's so stressful. That's why, like, this is actually my first interview ever for my solo project, and I've been doing this now since 2014. Because the simple fact is, I never once really advertised it beyond getting a Facebook page and a Reverb Nation just to get myself out there.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really, I never advertised it. I didn't do the bundles on Reverb where they're like, get one of your songs in the spotlight, because I figured my life is chaos. It literally is. I subscribe to the chaos theory, and I wish I could revoke my subscription, but it is what it is. And I just kind of roll with it now. I just get out a big pool floaty and
Mm-hmm.
tossed and turned. I figure when I get a break, I get a break. It was to be, the universe was finally like, all right, let's give her a bit of a break here because her life is garbage,
Do you have singles on Spotify or Pandora or anything like that?
I don't yet because, again, like, I only have a few songs that I recorded, and I didn't feel like I was too happy with them, because I mean, when I recorded it, literally an apartment or my home in a home studio with, I mean, like, my boyfriend's an audio engineer. He taught me how to mix and master. That's hard to do, but do all the ins and outs, but I'm still learning a lot of things. So my technique and my skill level were like down here to where now it's like I'm happy with where I'm at. So when I start, I figure when I start recording the singles, basically like whenever I'm done with the song, I'm gonna upload it everywhere. And then when I get to the album, I'll release it as an album, like a physical album instead of, who wants to buy a digital album, right? So I'm just gonna do a physical album and singles everywhere else.
Okay. I'll say, I've got your Reverb Nation link up for everybody at reverbnation.com
See that?
/Kidril, and where you can find a bunch of her music on there, or the singles that she's got anyway. Plus, you can also go over to the YouTube channel for Kidril, and you'll be able to see the video that we just got done sharing with everybody. And so basically now, once you get to a point where you're going to be remastering your music and coming up with a new album, then we're going to have to make sure that we feature that once you get closer to doing the CD release party, we can feature that here. And I'll also make sure that we've got your CDs over in Rococo's store as well.
Awesome!
Yeah, I would gladly sell your CDs once you have them for you over here.
Awesome, I appreciate that. Yeah, that would be awesome. And I can be alongside the other Pagan musicians that I know personally that are probably wondering, like, well, she's got music, why isn't she doing anything with it?
No, I mean, I can understand.
I was like, hey guys, I'm a musician too. No, I don't have an album. Oh, you need an album to be here? Alright, see ya.
I can understand the taking a break midstream and kind of losing focus, but I know every artist goes through that at one point or another, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But once you get yourself back on track and get an album under your belt and get a bunch of releases going, then you're going to be in a lot better position.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like when 2014, I had an apartment for a year, and I recorded a few songs. I recorded Empower. Actually, now that I think about it, Empower was the very first song that I wrote but didn't record. That one I wrote around a fire circle. Anyway, 2015, I bought a house in Hilbert, like adjacent small town next to Appleton, and I lived there for quite a few years, 3 years, I think, or something like that, 4 years. And I had gotten cancer. I had lymphoma, and I'm always checking myself for blood clots and lumps because of the genetic mutation. I clotted 8,000%. It's absurd. So I found a lump, and I went in, and I'm like, hey, I think I have a clot in my groin, and they test, like, poked, squeezed it, like, that's not a clot. And they checked it. I had lymphoma. So even though I had cancer, I never won my spirit waiver. I was like the most hyper positive person ever. That I still recorded music. I still wrote music on Facebook and on Instagram. Oh yeah, on Instagram. I didn't even think about that. I have little clips, like 30-second clips of songs that I was working on. And even though I was like beat to hell from chemo and radiation and all that, I still tried my best to put something out there. And to me, I had people tell me before that, like, you're the strongest person I know, because your life is like a nightmare constantly, but you persevere and you always see the silver lining and you're always happy. I don't know how you do it, but your strength is my strength. So I could use that as like a perpetual strength machine, you know? Like their strength gives me strength and my strength gives them strength. So I never wanted to quit. And then I woke up one day after my other band, my rock band, woke up, and I woke up one day and I'm like, I hate humanity, and I sold my house and moved where I am now. And then that was a whole house renovation, and it's just been a nightmare as far as getting time and the motivation and inspiration to write or record. But this year, I was like, I'm doing it. It's been too long, and I need to get this album done so I can look forward to what I'm going to produce next, or the next chapter of life, because I look at it as I'm trying to move on and grow and reach that next milestone in my psyche, my life. And I can't do that until I'm done with this album, because it was written in pain and anguish. And until it's done, and I don't got to worry about, oh, I have to sit and record this, and do I have time? It just adds to it. So I figure once I'm done with it, then I can go happy and take action and let life follow suit.
The thing is, with all the connections that I have in the community, especially with a lot of other musicians and bands and whatnot, that I definitely know that there are others out there who would gladly team up with you and work closely with you on once you're ready to do your re-record, and 'cause basically everybody in the community will collaborate together at one point in time. And so,
Oh yeah, yeah. Even though I haven't performed with the greats, I talk to Carrie. You know, Spiral Rhythm is like, I mean, I love them guys. I hang out with them at PSG when I go talk on Facebook. Tawasadea, they're just amazing.
yep.
Celia, she actually came up to one of my events, Staying Informed. And my ex-husband built tank drum, and that's what she plays, what she calls it. And I mean, I love her. Like we connect, and Gina three nine toes. I almost said three toes. No, nine toes.
Yeah,
And
nine
I
toes
mean,
of bird.
uh, and, and Arthur Hines or Hines. Sorry,
Hines.
Arthur. I'm sorry. Don't hate me. I never actually Hines. Okay. But yeah, like I connected with them over the years at PSG, you know, and I'm like, you know, playing like, you know, we're not worthy. But basically, they were like, we're your peers, and you need to stop being so.
That's true. That's very
I
true.
actually in her name that Arthur wrote for Catherine, he I have a little small stint in that song, because me and Catherine connected like something fierce, and I looked at her like she was, I don't know, not necessarily a role model to me. You know, everything that she was pursuing, I felt like it gave me the passionate boost, confidence to do it on my own.
Mm-hmm.
Along with her and Selena, I mean, it was just like, I don't know, insane. But I stopped going to PS because of life, and I miss everybody so much. And it's just like, blah. But you know, they're my peeps, and I hope they think of me as often as I think of them. That's all I gotta say. They probably are way more busy with their life though than I am busy with mine. So
Now,
I love all of you guys though.
now PSG is now down in Missouri.
Yep.
They just had it down there.
The last I went to was the Battle of Lake Keys is the last one I went to when it flooded. That was the last one I went to. That was fun.
Oh yeah, I heard. Yeah, I definitely heard about that one. Yeah, that was unfortunate.
Yeah, that was insane. Yeah,
Well,
it was. Honestly, it destroyed so much of my stuff. It destroyed my tent, and it destroyed all my camping gear, and I couldn't recoup losses for the next plus the fee to get in and the traveling expenses, and it was just. And then I had spinal surgery, and then I got cancer, and I was just like, all right, it's gonna be Kidril time for a little bit here, so I can focus on me and not, other expenses, and then it just kind of kept being out of reach because the house renovation is expensive and prices have only gone up. So, but I have a long-term goal, and it covers everything from my music career to my business career that I'm working at, building up and festivals again, and reconnecting with all of my people down there, my tribe, because I needed something terrible. I'll tell you what, I need to reconnect with my tribe.
Yep, I can definitely sense that. And if you ever need assistance with anything, especially getting word out about your music, anything that we can do here, I will gladly help out as much as I can.
I appreciate that. Well, let me get some more tracks recorded first, and then we'll talk.
Excellent. All right. So basically, you've got the information up here for you. As far as your Facebook page, which is scrolling down here on the bottom, which is facebook.com/Kidril online. And then we got your Reverb Nation link up, reverbnation.com/Kidril. And they can always reach out to you there. Go ahead, Ricoco.
Wait, what? Did I miss something?
Oh,
was spacing out. I was watching the scroll.
We lost. Okay, we lost Ricoco. All right. So anyway.
See, that's Jeopardy.
All right. So basically, your Facebook page would be the main way that people can reach out to you, right?
Yes, absolutely. I post the most on there for some reason. I don't know. I respond really quickly to messages on there, to comments, everything you could possibly want to get a hold of me with. Facebook is the way to go.
Okay, excellent. Very good. All right. Well, I definitely appreciate you taking time out to come join us tonight, and definitely going to be keeping in touch with you. And like you said, if there is anything that we can do for you here at IPN Radio, just feel free to let me know, and I will do everything that I possibly can for you on my end.
Very much appreciate that. Thank you very much. I'm grateful beyond words. Thank you.
You are very welcome, and I wish you all the best, and look forward to hearing more from you in the near future.
Thanks. Me too.
You are very welcome. You've been listening to another edition of Pagan Artist Spotlight on the new National Pagan Podcast Network. And Ricoco, have you got any last words for us tonight?
Sorry for the glitch. I loved having you on the show. I look forward. I'm definitely going to go deep dive into the tracks that you have on that are available. And yeah,
if you have any questions or whatnot about any of the music or the songs or inspiration behind it, let me know. I would love to connect with you further about the schooling that you're getting going. We're talking a little bit about how I could maybe help anyway, and I'm definitely down to do that for sure. It's a wonderful thing.
Cool. Awesome. That'd be great.
Well, we're definitely going to be having a
Weird.
meeting on. I believe we are having a meeting on Monday. So let's see. And what time are we having that meeting again, dear?
It's at 1 for the keepers of the houses.
Okay, so 1 o'clock your time. That'd be 3 o'clock my time. Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
and that would be, we'll be able to give more information out to people who want to be involved after that meeting.
Excellent. All right. So I want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. We do appreciate it. And as always, if you have questions later on, you can email me directly at earl@iapnradio.net. You can email both of us through Iowa Pagan News at Gmail. You can also send Rococo email through. Give me that email again, there, dear.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, give me your email again so people can reach out.
All right, it's Olympus Academia. Academia is spelled wrong. It's ACEDAMIA at gmail.com.
Gotcha. Okay,
I'll get it from Earl.
Yeah, I always have to stop and think about that one too. So it's like, yeah.
Yeah, the spelling error. I think
I want to go type it in.
I think people, when they send me an email, I never got an email from you. I'm like, did you spell it wrong or did you spell it right? They're like, I spelled it right. I'm like, no, you have to spell it wrong. No, I spelled it how you gave it to me, so I spelled
bet
it
you
right.
autofill gets them a lot too.
Yeah, the auto.
Well, there's your problem. You gotta toad fodder it, and that's how you get to you.
Exactly. All right. Have a good night there, dear, and we thank you for being a part of the show. And like I said, we'll definitely be in touch.
Absolutely.
And,
thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. There's been another edition of Pagan Artist Spotlight on the new National Pagan Podcast Network. And we wish everyone pleasant journeys. Have a great weekend. And we'll be seeing you again next week right here on Iowa Pagan News. We're going to be out of here for the night. And, actually, we get, let's see, hang on just a second. We get a comment here from Christelle Trigo.
Oh, Mom. Hey, Ma. She's a server in my door. Yeah, I rock. Thanks, Ma. I love you.
So thank you for tuning in. We do appreciate
So
you a lot. All right. And then this will be on our YouTube channel later on, most likely either this evening or tomorrow. So people can go back and watch it later on YouTube. Plus the audio portion will be over on Podbean. And so basically people can go back and listen to it later on. And then, Clifford also says, Clifford says, love you, Lurdick.
Lurdick. It's Kidril backwards.
Yep.
Never live that down, will I? I think that's my new nickname off behind the scenes.
Interesting name. All right. Okay, everyone. Have a good night. We're going to be out of here for the night. And we'll be seeing you again next week right here on Iowa Pagan News and the National Pagan Podcast Network. Have a great night and keep an eye on the weather. See how, especially for those of us here in the Midwest, we still got rain coming down. So pay attention to the weather. Have a good night.